This linen crochet dress was made somewhere between 1910 and the 1930s. It is in perfect condition, and I'm thrilled to be able to share it with you today. Let's take a closer look. When the dress came to me, it was crumpled and dusty with age, so I soaked it for 2 hours in a very fine wash and blocked it carefully. I spent about 2 hours pressing it. This is the wrong side. I pressed it on a terry cloth towel. This is the bottom part of the blouse, or the top. You can see how the lace is crumpled because of washing. So I just pull everything gently into place, and with the terry cloth towel, it really does help keep it from getting too flat. This two-piece dress was made somewhere between 1900 and the 1930s. I tend to think it was closer to the 30s because of the length of the skirt, which seems to be about mid-calf. I think 1900s may have been a little bit longer. The crocheted buttons are crocheted over plastic, and I did look that up. This started in around 1900, so that's the ballpark. It's made from linen. It's in perfect condition. I found absolutely no flaws in this. It's beautifully crocheted. As you can see, the top is a heavier crochet in this area, the body and the sleeve, and then this capelet was made with this ruffle and carefully sewn on by hand with the same thread that the whole garment is made from. It's a little scratchy. It's not soft as I think a cotton would be, but being linen, it has certainly withstood the test of time. Let's take a closer look. It has 3 ruffles, 1, 2, 3. It has a beautiful stand-up collar, but how did one make it stand up? If I do this, it turns over, and then you see the underside, not the flowers. So I am thinking perhaps they wore this over something, or perhaps they used a lot of starch. I don't know. The woman that's going to wear this wants to be able to wear the collar up. So I'm going to take a piece of silk organza in a light nude color and simply make a stand-up collar that I will lightly or gently tack to this inside band, and that way I'll be able to make the collar stand up for her. This is a museum piece, and it really someday should be put in a museum. The sleeves have these beautiful pieces, 2 pieces hanging from the wrist with a bow. So this piece would frame the underneath of the hand, and the top piece lays over it. It's much shorter with a little bow. It's just beautiful. So much time. The tie does not go through this. I thought at first it would thread through this, but it doesn't. It's just a tie to create a bow. The flounce at the bottom, I guess you could call it a peplum, it's sewn. If you look very carefully, you see these threads. This is all sewn in very securely. And there's even an extra button. Look at that. So special. I'm so grateful to be able to have these to look at, to study, and to share with you. I love this back. The back of the neck has, again, coming around from the front, the 3 ruffles. And you can see this is the body. So the 3 ruffles were sewn onto the body after it was made, as well as the capelet. I cannot imagine how much time this took. I know sometimes when sewing we think, oh, this is taking so much time. Well, Clothing back then took a lot longer. Let's take a look at the skirt. Here's the skirt. Let's measure it. From under the waist, it's 28 inches. So that is, on a shorter person, about mid-calf. Comparing it to the top, the body of the top is a similar stitch. This is more of a diamond. This is more of a round stitch. And it has these little, I don't know what to call these because I'm not a crocheter, these little things. They look like, they're not three-dimensional flowers. It probably is not only decorational, not only for decoration, it probably helps strengthen it. The most beautiful part, of course, is the bottom. These leaves and flowers are just magnificent. And the border is 7.5 inches. I had to put a new elastic. The elastic was shot. I hated to do it, but I put a little slash in the waistband to pull out the old elastic because I could find no place to get it out. It was clearly crocheted in. And I put a little X so that the person wearing it would know exactly where the center back should be. Now I'm going to make the collar and put it back on the stand. Using no interfacing, I created a Mandarin collar and stitched around the edge, turned it up, and then hand stitched it into the collar. It's tacked lightly, making the top part of the collar a little gathered looking. This is a silk charmeuse slip that I made for this particular person. It fits perfectly under the lace dress. Thank you for joining me. I have many more beautiful garments to share with you. See you next time.